What's going on, guys? It's Joe Farewell from Ergo Grips, and today I'm going to walk you through the brand new O Series Vertical Fore Grip, and we're going to throw this on my Scar as well as an AR and just kind of show you what you can do with it. So the OVFG is designed to be lightweight and modular, so you can actually add O-rings to this to change the size that you want. Now this is the standard size. We also have the stumpy grip, and this one's just a little bit shorter for those of you guys who want more of a grip angle versus having a full vertical fore grip. These are nylon 12 construction, very robust, lightweight, and they have a plug on the bottom. So if you want to store, a little bottle of lube, so a battery in there, whatever you want to throw in there, you can put that and put a threaded end cap on there. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and throw this on my Scar. We already have a Sure Grip on here for the Scar as well, and we're going to put this on. Now, the question is, do I want to throw a full size or the stumpy? My personal preference is the stumpy. I don't like to wrap my hand all the way around this grip, the old broom handle style. I do like to have just a little kind of a hand stop, if you will, and this is perfect for that. So let's go ahead and throw that on. All you need to install this is a 1/8 inch Allen wrench. So I'm going to use this one real quick, and then you get to decide exactly where you want to put it on. Now, to install the picatinny rail version, we have to take the screws all the way out, and it does have a locking nut on the other side. So watch out for this. We don't want to lose that. Let's going to set that off to the side here. Pull the screw out so we can slide this over top of the rail. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Now, as you can see, one side has a round spot for the top of the screw. The other side has a hexagonal slot for the nut. So you're going to put one on each side. Make sure you remember that as you're putting this together. Otherwise, it's not going to go well for you. All right, now with both of the screws out, I'm going to go ahead and slide this over top of the rail. Remember, make sure your guns are unloaded. This one is. I'm going to go lock it back for you. We're going to slide this thing in. Now it is tight. We want to make sure that it's tight, and that's actually a good thing because that means you're not going to have any slop in it. It's going to get locked into place really well so that you're not going to have to adjust that later on. You can tap this on gently if you need to. If it gets stuck, obviously don't push any farther. But this is where we're going to figure out exactly where I want to set this. Now, I don't have my light and laser on this Scar right now. I took it off and put it on another rifle, so I need to reset that light and laser, figure out exactly where I want to put the pressure pad, and then this is basically where I want to put it. So as I bring that rifle up, does that feel comfortable? Is that where I want it? I think I'm going to bring it a little bit farther down, maybe to about there. That feels pretty good, so let's go ahead and put the screws back into this. Now, the first thing you can do as you're putting the screw back in is look through here, and you can actually see whether or not the rail is clear. If you get this off of the rail section, you're going to be able to see that it's not clear. I'm not able to move it right now, but you can see that it's not clear, and then the screw won't go in very effectively. So we got this nut on the back side. We're going to go ahead and screw this side in. We don't need to over torque this, just get it kind of finger tight. There's no spec torque specs that we have to worry about there. On this one, we're going to put this nut in right in here and then flip it over while holding the nut just to make sure it doesn't fall out. They're not like super easy to fall out, but it's easier just to put your finger on it and then go ahead and screw this in. So here we are. So both nuts are now in. As you can see, that gives me just a nice little hand stop here that I can mount that rifle effectively. Gives me a little pull back into my shoulder. It is comfortable. The way that this is designed is not like the old, broomstick, but this one has, finger notches here. You can also put the O-rings on this as well that are sold separately. On top of that, we have the threaded base pad here where you can screw in the plug and store batteries, extra screws, whatever you want to in there. Maybe throw a little 9mm round in there just in case you need an extra round for your pistol. I don't know, it's up to you. But pretty cool little grip, easy to install. So let's go ahead and run this thing. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and check out the M-Lok version of this. I've got another rifle here. Obviously, this is my Cobalt, my little work gun. This is the full size. We're gonna go ahead and put both the stumpy and the full size on here so you can see the size difference, and then you can kind of choose for yourself which one you prefer. Now, this version comes with a locking washer, as well as the M-Lok top and a screw. So we wanna make sure we do this properly. We're gonna put the locking washer over top of the screw. That way, once we lock this thing in, it's not going to go anywhere. And then we need to put this through the bottom of our grip here. Now, this one is not a 1/8 inch. This is actually going to be a 5/32 inch Allen. So we've got a little bit bigger one here. Let me get this through the hole. There we go. All right, once we get that on there, we can just thread this on a little bit, and then we can put this right into the M-Lok slot on a rifle. So we'll start with the bigger one down here. Now, as you see on the top of this, we have the M-Lok slot, and then we have the locking on the back here. So you can pick one slot for it to go in. That means you don't want to necessarily go across the two. You can go across to both of them. As you see here, I can put that, kind of bridge the gap here, but I like to put it just in one slot by itself. So we're going to start this one pretty close, and then we'll put the stumpy in as well so you can see the size difference between the two. All right, that one's good and solid. Let's go ahead and break out the stumpy, and we'll get that one installed as well. You can see side by side what they look like. Now, one really important thing, when you put this M-Lok top on, this is the little locking nut, we want to make sure that the step side faces down towards the grip, okay, just like so. If you flip it this way, you can still thread that on, but it's not going to work well. You're not going to get it to lock into the rail. So step going down like so, okay? That's how we want to set that. All right, now this is how you know we've gotten extra tactical. So we have the stumpy up here, we have the full size here. The full size is actually pretty close to the size of your traditional like Magpul foregrip. This one's just a little bit smaller. I like this size here. It's just right for me to come up. I'm gonna move this one into this slot, but I wanted to put this up here for you so you can see kind of a size difference between the two. It's actually, I don't know, maybe not quite an inch longer than the stumpy for the original one. There are 3 bumps here and 3 slots for O-rings. I'll show you the O-rings here in just a second. And then this one has 2 bumps for fingers and then 2 slots for O-rings. So let me go ahead and grab those O-rings and I'll show you what we're working with that. All right, so we've got the O-rings on here. We have the yellow ones up on the front one. These are the small size. And all this does is just adds a little bit of texture to it, adds some rubberness to the grip. But then you have the medium size, which is actually a little bit larger. It gives it a little bit larger feel to the grip. And then you can also get the large size off the website. So let's go ahead and pull this one off, the bigger one off. We're gonna move this stumpy back here to where I want it, to where I can access my light and laser panel up here. And then we're gonna go shoot some. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap this up. Obviously, this grip is working as advertised as it's supposed to. Solid little grip, definitely feels good in the hand, feels good how it sets up here. It's not too long. We're not gonna do this old school grippy thing with it, just a little hand stop, if you will. Also still has that little spot for you to be able to put the plug in, store some batteries in there for your light, your laser, and she does the trick. So if you guys are curious about where to get these, ergogrips.net is the website. You can pick this up. You can order the O-rings that go around it. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. Check out the brand new O-Series VFG from Ergo Grips.